Princess No Name is a story of a young woman who has never known her. She's a princess, bro, like a princess. She knows her mother and her father, right? But she does not know her name.
Take me down to my very legs. Don't wanna travel back to the first thing that I hate. Nothing compares to it. Don't say no prayer, just do it. Take me down, break me down and watch me fly. I'm here to save a life. Round and around in the world it goes. Where it all stops, take its time, we know. No one sees nothing with their eyes wide closed. No one never gets nothing from a seed unsown.
Hey, what's up, travelers? So I am getting ready to premiere my very first video that I made just last night. I finished it and I'm premiering it already this morning. But I'm always excited to share my stuff like immediately. So yeah, I'm getting ready to watch it. And why I wanted to make this video is, you know, I am like, I'm very proud of where I am just in life. Like, and a lot of times I take my pride from the fact that I was in a different position, you know, I was not in a good position for a while, a long time. Like, I wasn't stable, I didn't have the things that I had now, I didn't have the knowledge or the, you know, the wisdom that I have now, or the skills that I have now. So a lot of times I, you know, I'm proud that I've like elevated, right? But this is like, even regardless of what my past has been, you know, what has happened in my past, like, I'm just proud that I'm able to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. Just like in this video, like, I just wanted to express myself, right? And share my excitement about being able to be intentional in my life and decide where I want to go and just make that happen. And this video is a part of that for me as I'm developing my skills and like honing them and being intentional about using them too. So yeah, I just wanted to make a fun little watch video of me watching my video and reacting to it, I guess, too. We'll see. Yeah. I mean, you're gonna see me react. Can't hide my reaction doing a video. Alright, I'm gonna view it on YouTube, like with everybody else. Oh, snap.
If I wanna tell a story, this is how I'ma do it. I just put one and one together like there ain't nothing to it. Yeah, I usually hella cautious, but I finally said screw it. You can try it all you want, but when you do it, you do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop right there. Dang, I just wrote these lyrics. Hold on, excuse me, y'all. I know them, and I just listened to them just now. Can somebody get on here and tell me what my lyrics are?
But I just put one and one together like there ain't nothing to it.
Anyways, so if I want to tell a story, this is how I'm gonna do it. Like, look, okay, let me show you. Hold on. Try not to knock all my books down. So these are some of my tools, right? Yeah, shout out. These are some of my tools, especially this one. This was Multimedia Storyteller for digital communicators in a multi-platform world by Seth Gittner, with a foreword by with a forward moving forward by Thomas R. Kennedy. So it's about how to capture moments, how to capture, you know, a story tell a story visually, or not even just visually, it's multimedia, which is perfect, I think, for today. And then this is the visual story, creating the visual structure of film, TV, and digital media by Bruce Block. They're both very much books to study. Like, it's not like, all right, I'm gonna read it real quick and then I got it. You study it. I have not read them all the way through, either one of them. I study and I go along, and sometimes I flip through and just take in the knowledge and actually absorb it. And so I've been able to process that and apply it here in this video. So that lyric, getting, winding it all back, right? That video is, that lyric about, if I want to tell a story, this is how I'm gonna do it. I just put one and one together like there ain't nothing to it. But really, yeah, I put it together like there ain't nothing to it, but there is a whole lot to it. There's a lot of study and everything. So it's really about me getting comfortable with my method of communication, my method of storytelling, which is my favorite method of communication. Whether it be songs, poems, drawings, comics, painting. Sometimes I just like pick up sticks outside and like, I don't know, whittle them into something. So I definitely appreciate artistic expression. But yeah, so that was me just kind of talking about my, expression. This is how I'm gonna express myself. Usually hella cautious, but I finally say, right? So that is about like keeping right? Keeping my mouth shut for so long, keeping myself shut up and caged up inside of me for so long. And yeah, so sorry, I almost got lost in memories. But that was the part about being cautious, and then I finally said, like, screw it, I'm gonna let myself off the chain. I'm gonna let myself out of prison, so to speak, which is not as easy as it sounds. It sounds so freeing and like heroic, and it is all of that, but I always thought those moments were supposed to be like, everything after this is all downhill, meaning not like it gets bad, but like it gets easy. And that's not the case. I'm glad that I let myself out of that mental prison and continue to work to be out of that, to stay out of it. And that's basically what gave birth to the last lyric there. You can try it all you want, but when you do it, you do it. You see what I'm saying? You feel me? But you could try again. But then, and it's not just as simple, it's that's why I liked doing this. I like talking about it afterwards too, because it's not just as simple as, the clever lyrics that I pulled together. It's much more than that. And like, I used to grow up, listen to lyrics and be like, yeah, and like have I formed these ideas, not really understanding all of the work that went behind first even making the song and like putting it out there in the world, but also like what the ideals and the concepts behind what the lyrics expressed, and my understanding of those through my worldview. So I like to talk here and really express more about what I'm talking about, and I love and will love if you guys get in on this conversation with me, because sometimes for us YouTubers it can get pretty lonely, and that's why we turn on the camera and we like to talk to ourselves. Aww. But as I've moved and grown into a place of healing, I don't want to talk to myself, all the time. So anyway, so when you do it, you do it, and that's what this video is about too. Like, I tried different things sometimes, and especially with music, I let go of my dream of expressing myself through music. I did have to develop my dream a lot more and realize that it wasn't about the stardom or the fame or the fortune for me. right? Which is like crazy, right? Isn't that what everybody wants?
I'm speaking out loud. You get the stop playing.
No. Let me not get into all that. Again with the floundering and cue the cuts. Yeah, anyways, I'm glad that my dream developed from, you know, just wanting the fame and, you know, not just wanting that, but like wanting that desperately, that type of attention and everything. And, you know, I moved from that, and I really wanted to share a message. Like I didn't want to just it to be in my mind and in my heart, but I wanted to share more with more people and have that conversation more broadly. And so that's why it's really important to not just try to like, or not just let go of that dream, you know, create all these things, but like let go of the dream of just expressing it and sharing it. So, you know, I tried in different ways, definitely. I gave it this try, I gave it that try. And then when I did it, I did it. All right, let's watch some more.
Kicking ass, taking names, changing minds, switching lanes, the type of life you can't sustain. I once was blind, but I ain't lame.
Yeah. All right. So, what the fudge is that about? Let me tell you. When I first wrote these words, I was expressing something like, oh, I feel like I've been doing all of this. But then as I started writing it, I realized like this is actually what I'm moving away from that pull between two worlds. You know how you feel when you get caught up in some shit that you're like, I didn't mean to get caught up in this. I like meant to like rise above it, or like just go on about my business, or I meant to just address this or whatever, but you get caught up in the drama part of it all. So that's what I realized. I was expressing that part of it, like, you know, like kicking always, like the constant battle, always in a battle with this or that, you know, and like really remembering, holding on to it. That's the taking names thing. So I don't really mean those things in a positive way. Changing minds, switching lanes. Okay, so on the one hand, that part is not negative, right, to me. But the feeling that I'm talking about, getting caught up in the drama of constantly having to change people's minds about who I am, you know? Like, that gets exhausting. After a while, you let go of that and you realize I don't have the ability to change anyone's mind but my own. So I decided to take my mind and change and do something more productive with my time. And then, you know, the same thing with the switching lanes. That's where, because like I did, in a sense, I did switch lanes. I changed myself. But for me to constantly try to change someone's mind who is maybe still in the same frame of mind that I removed myself from, that's like switching back and forth, and that again adds to the pull, feeling like you're stretched and pulled between two worlds. It's not as sexy as it sounds. So for that reason, it's actually, I'm expressing a negative part or a negative feeling about something positive that I've done, right? Like I've been, you know, in the business of changing one mind in particular, and I changed my lane. Like I really, it's not even I changed my lane. I fully got into my own lane. And for me to now keep trying to convince is what it is, me switching back over to the other lane, or diverting some of my energy over here, because I'm really not switching out of who I am, but I am like giving energy to what I said I let go of. So that's why, I said that's a type of life that you can't sustain. The type of life you can't sustain. You can't keep going that way. You can't keep going back, diverting back, or, giving some energy away in that way. Or you're going to be real damn tired. You understand me? Real tired. You know that part in that movie The help. She said,
"Ain't you tired, Miss Haley? Ain't you tired?"
Ain't you just so tired? That is how you're gonna feel if you keep trying to divert that energy back over to people who remember who you were, not who you are currently. I once was blind, but I ain't lame. So I'm gonna get up and remove myself from this situation. I once was blind, but again, like, I'm not blind now. And also, I ain't lame. Like, I can get up out of here. I can, like, remove myself from this situation and stay on the path. So let's listen to a little bit more. It's getting good. I'm about to preach.
Clap your hands if you hear what I'm saying. I'm speaking out loud, give it the beat and stop playing. Clap your hands if you hear what I'm saying. I'm speaking out loud, give it the beat and stop playing.
So, I mean, do you feel me? I'm basically saying, do you feel what I'm saying? Can you get with what I'm giving you? Like, yeah, I mean, I'm speaking out loud. I'm speaking openly. I found my voice, basically. I found my voice and I'm sharing that, you know, all of my experience, you know, with you. Not in this one song, but just in everything that I do, right? In the developmental work that I do, in the peer development work that I do, same, you know, lane, but like, it's all the same lane for me. Like, I put it in everything, in my music, in all of my art, in my channel, and the work that I do with Community Dharma Exchange, with H&F. Like, I just am this person. And yeah, can you feel me? Do you dig it? Do you want to get involved? Do you want to keep the conversation going? Do you want to bring this to your community? Like, do you feel me? That's why I got the dollars raining. Like, yes, this is prosperity. This is wealth. This is that, right? More than the dollars that are on there. Like, this path of development, you know, I was gonna say self-development, and it started there, but now it's more than just self-development for me. And you know, that's my passion. It is really community development. What one's community is depends on, I think, how many people you really want to reach. But of course, we'll start with, like, I started with, you know, my community around me, and more than just my family, but like my community, my neighborhood, and then I went farther, you know, my city, and then, you know, my state, and, you know, next the world.
Chiefly, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Pinky. So, yeah. Do you feel me? Do you hear me? Can you dig it? Let's continue.
Once upon a time, there was a princess with no name, more concerned about the players than the name of the game.
So, let me first tell you the story about Princess No Name. Princess No Name is a story of a young woman who has never known her. She's a princess, bro, like a princess. She knows her mother and her father, right? But she does not know her name. And they don't remember. They're under some sort of spell, like, or something is prohibiting their ability to remember the name that they gave her, or if they gave her a name, or like anything. So she sets out on this journey, you know, with a coachman, or is it a coachman? I don't know what it is. It's really a mentor. And she's looking for her name the whole time. She's just like going through different realms, actually, not towns, but different realms. And each one holds a key. She, you know, like to her discovering her name. And anyways, I'm not gonna give you any more because I'm gonna finish writing it and give it to you that way. So that's the story of Princess No Name. This is basically an ode to that, right? More concerned about the players than the name of the game. That was me, definitely. Like, more concerned about everyone's parts and roles and responsibilities in life, you know, like and for me, it was not about like, this is my responsibility. It was more like, this is my role so that I can get love. Because I just want love. Just want to be loved. I want to love and be loved and be consumed by it and be obsessed with it and just finally somebody friggin' love me. So that was my motivation. And I was only concerned about playing a good part, not who the hell am I, you know? My value was in the role that I was assigned, playing that part to a T. Not what am I doing, you know, and why, and who am I anyway, you know? So let's go step into the next part.
Crinkled up that piece of paper and rewrote the narrative. When you do something intentional, you get it how you live.
So crinkled up that piece of paper, and you know, I rewrote the story of my life. This isn't where a lot of people have seen me, like, you know, going one trajectory, right? Like going one way, going in one way and having like a projected path. Like, so people were looking towards that oh my gosh, trajectory. Anyways, but like, and meanwhile, I changed internally and I started going a different way, and people still were looking in that way. And I was still looking in that way, scared shitless that I was gonna go back that way. And now that's changed. Like, my focus is on the path that I'm on. You know, I could never go down a different path, go down a different street. I've always been the one to like, well, I won't say I've always been the one, but you know, I've always been that one for other people to like stay the course, and I finally decided to stay my course for myself, you know, without the external motivation. So that's how I changed, and that's why I say when you do something intentional, you get it how you live. I get it how I live it, baby. Intentional. Hey, let's make it all the rage. If I had started off understanding how to be intentional, how to decide things for myself and make choices in an intentional way, like, you know, once you make the decision, you weigh it and everything, but like, you know, it's learning how to think for myself that really helped me to be intentional, because then I was sure of myself, even if I wasn't certain of the outcome of whatever decision I made. Like, I'm okay to make a decision, you know. It's not perfect. I still am like sometimes, but I know how to work through that and still make a decision instead of just freezing or being like, can somebody please tell me what to do about things that I really, if I just go and get that advice, it may be great advice, it may be horrible advice, but regardless, there's some part of me that's really resentful because I just want to do things how I want to do it, even if I don't know what it is I want to do. Like, I've always wanted to figure that out. Like, that was an important process, and I didn't realize that I deserved to have that, needed to have that, and that was a part of learning how to think for myself. So that's basically my understanding of being intentional and what my process of that, you know. And like, so that's why I think like making intentional living like a mainstream idea, not a fad or not like a fashion, you know, that because they change, but like just a mainstream, a thing that's like acceptable to do, like not even acceptable, but like this is what is done. Can we do a new thing? Actually, I think there are so many mixed messages. There were definitely for me growing up, and I think for everybody. There's a lot of information out there, a lot of information, and we need to know. We need to know, and our children need to know how the heck to think and process, you know, and where do we go for advice? Anyways, I, again, floundered. Probably I'm not a Pisces because I flounder a lot. But let's keep going.
Previous in my story, I was living like a warrior, but it wasn't nothing glorious. They thought I'd be notorious, but I ended up victorious.
Previous in my story, I was living like a warrior. Again, right? Talking about that tug of war, that fight, even, you know, actual violence. Like, well, it's all violence, man. It's all violence. Whew. I'm talking about that anger. But anyway, so, you know, I was living like a warrior, and I'm not talking about a peaceful warrior. I'm not talking about like Shambhala. I'm talking about I was war, you know, internally, sometimes externally. And it was not glorious because it was quite a pull on my self. It was a suck, like a succubus, you know, like it was consuming. They thought I'd be notorious, right? Because that was the trajectory. That was the path that I was on. And so while everybody's eyes were over here, I went this way. But so what was expected is that, you know, with the path that I was on previously, like that I would be dead, or that I would just stay on that path forever, you know, like forever, that nothing would change. But I did change. And that's why I said I ended up victorious, because like I did, like I if there's a game to win, which there's not, it's in my life, but I definitely feel like I'm winning. You know what I mean? Like I am for me, and it's different. Like other people might be like, nah, you still need to do this or that. It doesn't matter. I know how to think, guys. I know how to live my life, you know, not even just for myself, but in an interdependent way. I know how to express myself, how to communicate. I can make my dreams a reality. The things that I come up with in my mind, I can manifest them. So that sounds like winning to me. Ha! That is self-explanatory.
Clap your hands if you hear what I'm saying. I'm speaking out loud, get with the beat and stop playing. Clap your hands if you hear what I'm saying. I'm speaking out loud, get with the beat and stop playing. Bet, I'm going through it. Get hungry for the meat, sharpen up and chew through it.
Okay, listen. Bro, I love this part so much. Bet. So, yeah. Yeah. That's what I did. And I'm going to keep doing that. You know, like, consume the meat. Sounds so like, ew, like if you're a vegan, right? But, you know, I mean, like, you know, when they say, like, you know, I don't know, I don't even remember how the expression goes, but that concept of, like, first having the milk, you know, like first being able to only digest the milk, like how a baby, you know, digests milk, and then as you grow, as you develop, being able to consume heavier foods. You know, it doesn't have to be meat, but it's the I keep thinking of body parts. I'm gonna be like, it's the heart. We're just gonna stick with the meat, okay? It is the main course, well, shall we say. So you know, and you don't just start off being able to consume meat, right? or solid food. So this is the solid food, from the liquid to the solid. Right? From like just concepts, or from just learning and grasping concepts to practicing them. And that does take you to sharpen up. You have to sharpen yourself to be able to consume the main course, the solid food, to be able to practice the method, you know, and stay on the path. So that's me saying, like, yeah, I'm gonna do it every time. I'm gonna sharpen up and I'm gonna get this. Hungry. Get hungry like a wolf. Sharpen up my teeth. And chew through it.
Bad. Ain't nothing to them. Empty structures don't bring nothing but destruction. Reconstruct them.
Okay, right? What is that bomb I just dropped, like, in the middle of, like a little pearl, right? Just, like, in the shell. Well, it was what was on my mind. Empty structures. Empty structures are, it's a concept I've talked about before on H&F, Humanist Nightmare Fuel. I've talked about it in various ways in my video diaries, which may or may not be up depending on when you are watching this. I have put them up, taken them down, reconstructed, still in the process of reconstructing some. I got some work to do. So let me just talk to you here and now about what empty structures are. Empty structures is basically referring to, like, spaces of, like, you know, institutions. But the empty structure part is when you're sent to an institution to do something, right? And this can be this is in all the institutions, guys. You're sent for a purpose, and you cannot accomplish that purpose there. For whatever reason, whatever barriers are in your way, there are many, which I will gladly outline in another video. But basically it's talking about, like, I will give one example. Just to be quick about it, like the example of going to a program that's meant to benefit you in some way, to get assistance, whether it be for housing, whether it be for food, whatever it is for, and getting the runaround. Well, you have to go to this agency to do this instead. Get there. I don't know why they sent you over here. You don't have to do that. Go back over there. Go back over there. Okay, now I need you to get this. It's usually a list of like 15 documents. Go collect all of these things. They don't know you don't have a car, but you don't, right? You're taking the bus, so you have to do all this runaround. And then sometimes you do, when it works, it's like, okay, good, thank goodness. But then sometimes, even after it works, there are still constantly all of these loops that happen. And true story, sometimes they don't even follow up on all of their promises, and you wind up not being able to get that benefit, or the benefit doesn't last as long, or it isn't as much, and it doesn't help you in the way you had planned in your mind, or the way it said that it was going to. So you were counting on, you know, this thing to happen in this way, but it didn't happen that way. So it winds up being an empty structure for you, but other people can't understand why you're not appreciative and you don't find value, or you know what I mean? You seem like, why do you seem entitled? Like, bro, this thing is just helping you. It's supposed to be charity, or it's supposed to just be, you know, an assistant, a hand up, but like, you don't seem like you even value it. Well, that's why, because of the empty structure that's in place. And ultimately, for some people, especially people of color, it winds up being in those institutional spaces wind up being an empty structure because it don't help you. Because it doesn't help or doesn't do what it says it's meant to do. And that includes, for me, I'm talking about jails and prisons as well. And sometimes even court. Oh my God. Let me stop playing. Like, and court. And sometimes even, and court. So, oh my gosh, somebody just like gave me fire for this video that we're watching right now. Yay! Woo! Thank you, whoever my first viewer is. I'm still premiering it right now with you guys. All right, so yeah, so that's why I said empty structures don't mean nothing. No. Empty structures don't bring nothing but destruction, because you become dependent, right? You rely, even though you get the runaround or whatever. First off, when you're taking all the time to run around and get all these documents and get all this proof that you're really as needy as you say you are, it's like you're working a job. Those hours could be spent in so many other ways, developing your life, right? Or caring for your children or yourself or whatever, right? But it takes all of that. So you give all of that. And, oh my goodness. Oh, so yeah, you spend your time and your energy putting, trying to dance the dance for the, the programs or the empty structures. And you spend that time and energy I'm so sorry, I'm getting lost in my memory of my many times having to dance, and still currently dancing and working very hard to not have to do that dance anymore, or do it not do it the dance, like just be authentic and honest. And it's hard to like ask for honest human consideration in these spaces that I'm talking about, in these institutional spaces. So that's why I'm saying, like, it makes you forget that you're a human that deserves consideration. And it's a destructive way to think of yourself, as constantly like, I have to be the lowest, like I have to need, bro, I can't even barely have a crumb, or I don't qualify for the aid that I do need. Everyone needs support at some point in their life. Some people have more support in place in their actual family, and some people do not. And some of those families don't have everything that their family needs to like be able to be self-sufficient as just like a independent community, like a small community, a family. Everybody doesn't have all of that. We know that, right? We do know this in 2022. So yeah, so empty structures don't bring nothing but destruction. Reconstruct them, right? Reconstruct them. So I didn't say deconstruct them, because why do we have to deconstruct anything? Why is it, I know why it's so difficult, but why don't we change what's already there? Why don't we really change the part that needs to be, what does need to be taken apart and like, extracted, is the inherent racism. That's what we can definitely pull that shit and throw it the fuck out. Okay, so that, yeah, let's get rid of that. But like, let's use the things that we have in a beneficial way for more than one group, more than one tiny little group. The rest of us want to eat too. Yeah. So that is, because that's what's on my mind most of the time, guys. So I don't think I do a song without something like that in it, unless it is one of my like, like shake it all off because I've been fighting this social justice battle, songs. But even most of them got some of that in there too. So yeah. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna watch a little bit more. I always hate when I have to like flatten my like awesome hair with these. Honestly, I just love these headphones. I just wish that they could just float over my ears.
Bad, that's just a ruin. Castaways, hey, what are you doing? Get hungry like a wolf and blow right through them.
Woo! So that's powerful, right? Look, you can tell I get so excited about it. But so bet that's just a ruin. I'm talking about those empty structures. Like, empty structures sound like ruins, right? You know how you see those ruins that's like, yes, 1,000,000 years ago this used to be someplace, except it was never a place for us. So it's just a ruin. Yeah. So, but then I say Castaways, which that is a shout out to something that's coming very, very soon. It might be the next or I think it's gonna be the third video actually, because I have much more work to do on that one, but coming soon. So I'm super excited. Yeah. I want everybody out there to have this feeling, right? That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm doing this video. That's why I do this music. That's why I do the work that I do. I want everyone to have this feeling of satisfaction in oneself and one's place in the world, without it needing to be like a place that's elevated so high above, like externally, it's so high above everyone else, being so far removed above everyone else, because that sounds like that's a really lonely place, and it's got to be very difficult for your mental health to be trying to be like float above the rest of us all the time. You know, it's nice to be a part of a community, but have your place in it. Like your part, you are an active part of the community. You feel like you actually have, you know, a say so, you know, like a voice in the community. And that's what I actually want for everyone. That's what I'm working for. And that's why I ask people to get involved in the conversation, because it's not just my voice that matters. I'm just the one that will go on and 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 keep talking. I can fill some space now, but you know, it's not just my voice that's important. I want other people in my community, and not even just like, you don't have to be in this vicinity or like in this immediate area to be my community. You really don't, and you know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, so basically that's speaking to exactly what I'm saying when I say Castaways. I wrote a song, and I'm working on getting out the video called Castaways, and it is about that feeling of being thrown away and pushed aside and held back and not acknowledged and treated less than a human, and raised to believe that you are undeserving and a stained individual, a stained less than a member of society, which a lot of Black people feel, and a lot of people feel that way, you know, definitely. For me, it came very close to home, you know, and then realizing that that is echoed outward. People treat people that look like me, who are of African descent, in a very narrow-minded way. A lot of times, that's what I've experienced in my life. It's not all that's there, but that is what's there all the time. Hey, run that back. Hey, it's not all that's there, all that's there, all that's there. Hey, but that is what's there all the time, time. Hey, run that back, run that back, run that back. Hey. But seriously, so, you know, I wrote that song, Castaway, to speak about that. And so in this song and in other songs, you know, I may reference castaways, you know, or like just people basically who were also on a path, or maybe you're still on that path where your outlook or the outcome doesn't seem like that's going to be a positive way, like the positive thing that's going to happen in the end. But that doesn't mean you have to stay there, right? You can hear this, what I'm saying to you now. You could have heard something somewhere else, and now you're seeing this message as well. And it's like, this is a call from the universe speaking through me. Like, I know I'm getting real new agey on y'all, but like, this is a call from life, you know, from the collective consciousness, from all of us. It's from me to you. Is that enough? Shit. It is from me to you, and just saying, hey, what's up? What you doing? You know, like, but what are you doing? Like, not even just that, but like that, but also, what are you doing? What are you doing with yourself? What are you doing with your time? Where's your energy? Where's your mind? Like, hey, do you connect with any part of what I'm saying? Do you want to get in on this life? You know, like, really get in it. So, like, hey, because, hey, there is injustice that's happening. There are empty structures at place meant to look presentable out to people that are outward facing that don't actually need them. And to say, hey, there's actually no problem. They're fine. I don't know what their problem is. But we know that that's not the truth. So, hey, what are you doing? You know, like, what I know you see these empty structures. Like, let's fucking unite, man, in a real and meaningful way. And that takes more than just coming together for a cause. That takes coming together. The cause is our lives. So that's like a life commitment. You know, that's how I feel about social justice. But yeah, so get involved. Like, let's go. Let's do it. I'm here. You know, other people I know are here. Like, you can be here too, and not even just here in this place, but here involved in what's going on in our world. So, yeah. That's the, you know, get hungry like a wolf and blow right through those empty structures, right? Yeah. So let's just finish off the last part of the video.
Damn. Yes, ma'am, I'm just being who I am. Oh.
Listen, I know that there is a typo at the very end. And yes, if you're wondering, I could have fixed it. But I was really excited to share the content. And so I will go back and fix that and upload the new video that is correct, has the correct spelling of my name. And at the end, I will do that, I promise. I don't know when, because I gotta work on a lot of editing. It might be sitting like that for just a second. Just forgive me. I'll fix it, okay? Yeah. What am I saying? Damn. Yes, ma'am, I'm just being who I am. That's self-explanatory, come on. You already know. I'm just being me. My regular, normal, natural, awesome self that I've tried to hide and conceal from everybody from the beginning of time, that I realized there was a thing called shame in the world. Ugh. But I got rid of that in my life, or I'm actively rejecting it. And now I'm just being me. And I'm good with it. Yeah. So thank you very much for watching this video with me, for watching my channel. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and share the freak out of this. See ya.
Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. A pack of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picks a pack of pickled peppers,
then we can keep on running the country and shit.